In 1970, Chevrolet didn't just build another car, they uncaged a monster. This was a machine born at the absolute top of the American muscle car wars, an era of no excuses and no spare for displacement. With a heart of pure Detroit iron and a reputation for owning the streets, the Chevelle SS more than earned its nickname, the King of the Streets. But what made the '70 Chevelle truly legendary wasn't just horsepower, it was its impact on the street, on the track, and in the hearts of gearheads for over 5 decades. Today on Forgotten Wheels, we look back at the Chevy Chevelle SS and why this beast is still one of the most respected and feared classics of all time. To really get the 1970 Chevelle, you have to understand the world it came from. The late 60s was a battlefield. Ford, Chrysler, and GM were locked in a horsepower war, each trying to one-up the other on the drag strip and in the showroom. See, for years, GM had this business rule that kept them from putting engines bigger than 400 cubic inches in their mid-size cars. Like the Chevelle, it was a handicap, a leash that held them back from truly challenging with Mopar's 426 Hemi and Ford's 429 Boss. But for 1970, that all changed. GM finally lifted the ban, the leash was off. Chevrolet's engineers, finally free to show what they could do, didn't just respond, they dropped the mic. Their goal was simple: build the most powerful production engine of the time and stuff it into their newly redesigned Chevelle. And that 1970 body was a work of art. They took the earlier Coke bottle styling and squared it off, giving it a tougher, more muscular stance. The grille was bold and blunt, flanked by 4 headlights that gave it this intimidating stare. The whole car just looked cleaner, sharper, and like it was moving fast even when it was parked. It was the perfect shell for the beast Chevrolet was about to put under the hood. While you could get a 1970 Chevelle with anything from a basic inline 6 to a few different V8s, there's one option code that's the stuff of legend: the SS454 package and the monster within it, the LS6. The LS6 wasn't just an engine, it was a statement of war. A 454 cubic inch, 7.4 liter V8 built with the best material Chevy had: a forged steel crank, forged rods, high compression pistons, and solid lifters. The result was a factory horsepower rating that was just shocking: 450 horsepower. The torque number was even crazier: 500 pound-feet. Now, to be fair, Chrysler's mythical 426 Hemi was officially rated at 425 horsepower, but everybody knew it was making a lot more than that. Still, on paper, Chevy's rating was the highest you could find in any showroom, and it let them claim the top spot. Out of almost 500,000 Chevelles built in 1970, only 4,475 were fortunate enough to get the LS6 engine, making it a rare and sought-after beast right from the start. That rarity just paved its legacy, making every single one that rolled off the line a future legend. The beauty of the 1970 Chevelle SS was that its aggressive attitude wasn't just under the hood. The whole Supersport package was a visual menace. Those iconic twin stripes running over the hood and trunk became its signature look. A blacked out grille and SS badging made sure everyone knew this wasn't your average Malibu. But the most well-known part had to be the optional Cowl Induction hood. This wasn't just for looks. When you hammered the accelerator, a flap at the back of the hood would snap open, forcing cool, dense air straight into the carburetor, giving the engine a shot of oxygen right when it needed it. It was a brilliant piece of engineering that also happened to look incredibly cool. Inside, the Chevelle was all business. The new dashboard was clean and focused on the driver, with big round gauges, including a tachometer with a 6,500 200 RPM redline if you got the LS6 bucket seats, and a center console with that classic Muncie rock crusher 4-speed shifter made it feel like a cockpit built for one thing: performance. Throw in the F41 performance suspension, power disc brakes up front, and wide tires, and the Chevelle SS was a complete package built to handle every bit of power its engine could make. We're talking about the car that defined a whole era, but the story of American muscle is full of legends. If you're a fan of old school horsepower and amazing design, do us a favor and hit that subscribe button and ring the bell so you don't miss our next story. And drop a comment below. What's your pick for the greatest muscle car of all time? With 450 horsepower ready to go, the 1970 Chevelle SS 454 wasn't just fast, it was terrifying on the street. Car magazines back then were clocking the LS6 Chevelle from 0 to 60 miles per hour in about 6 seconds, and running the quarter-mile deep in the 13-second range at over 100 miles per hour. Those numbers are still quick today. Back in 1970, they were absolutely mind-blowing for a car you could just go buy from a dealer. Most people agree that 1970 was the absolute peak of the muscle car era, and the Chevelle SS 454 is its poster child. It was the last big roar before things got quiet. A storm was brewing on the horizon. The government was getting ready to crack down with new emissions regulations, and insurance companies were hitting high-performance cars with crippling fees. The party was basically over. By 1971, the Chevelle's power was already being dialed back. Compression ratios dropped to run on lower octane gas, and horsepower numbers took a nosedive. The legendary LS6 engine was gone from the Chevelle after just 1 year. The slide continued through 1972 and beyond, as the whole American car industry turned away from performance. That sudden end is what makes the 1970 model so special. It wasn't just a great car, it was the last of its kind, a final loud celebration of pure power before the lights went out. The 1970 Chevrolet Chevelle SS 454 was more than just a car. It was the right car at the right time with the right look and the right engine. It was the moment GM took the gloves off and showed everyone what it could really do. It mixed world-beating power with a design that was both mean and beautiful. It represents the absolute peak of American muscle. That brief, incredible moment when horsepower was king and the open road was there for the taking. It wasn't just a machine, it was a statement, a moment in time, a classic that is absolutely worth remembering. It was, and forever will be, the king of the streets. Thanks for coming along for the ride back to the golden age of muscle. If you had fun checking out the legendary Chevelle, hit that like button, subscribe, and turn on notifications so you never miss another story from automotive history. Until next time, keep the passion alive.